back to my channel. My name is Isabella and today is Dark Academia Week, and I'm very excited for this one. I decided to theme my reading weeks for this fall to make sure I can get through all of my TBR, and this week is Dark Academia Week, which happens to be my favorite genre. So we're starting off with The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I started it last night. I'm probably 50 pages in, and it's kind of a hefty book. I'm very excited for this one. I'll update you as I go. I really want to this week. It's supposed to be really rainy, so we'll see how that goes. But I have a few locations near me that I really want to go read because I didn't get the university life. I didn't do college. I did hair school, and I didn't really do the whole university life thing. We have some beautiful libraries near me, but I want this to be a very fall vlog. So I'll catch up with you when I get a little bit through Secret History. Good morning, guys. I'm on my way to work, and I wanted to give you a little update because I'm about 150 pages in. Plot is about this guy, Richard, and it's in first person, and he's telling the story of his college days. So we're not really sure how old he is, but he's telling the story and he's narrating it. He's like, oh, how should I tell you about this? And then we'll tell a scene. It starts with his first year at college. It's in Hampton College in Vermont, and there's this one professor who teaches Greek, but he only teaches 5 students. And Richard had taken Greek for 2 years and was really into literature and Greek, and he petitioned to be part of this guy's class, and he says no at first, but then he comes back and convinces the guy to let him take his classes. But the professor, his rule is okay, I'll teach you, but I'm your advisor and I'm your only professor. So it's now these group of 6 kids who spend all of their time together. All their classes are taught by this one professor. And the way the book starts is with one of the characters being murdered. And so he'll go through, and when he narrates, he's like, yeah, we didn't think about this when Bunny was murdered, but now looking back it makes so much sense. But there's nothing has been explained yet. There's little clues to Bunny, the character, his quirks. And it almost makes me wonder if he's schizophrenic or something, or just goes through delusions. I'm not sure. So today I'm gonna try and read some in between work clients. Tonight I really want to go read a little bit at one of the college campuses near us, and one of my friends is gonna come with me, and we're gonna read for a little bit after dinner before the sun goes down. So I finished The Secret History, and I've been trying to collect my thoughts. I was prepared for The Secret History to be 6-star book, favorite of all time, because I loved Babel so much. Babel is my favorite book of all time. I was like, well, this is the Dark Academia book, right? And I hate to say it, it was not my favorite. I'm landing at a solid 4-star, and it's one of those where objectively incredible. Writing, phenomenal. Plotline, amazing. However, I did not emotionally connect. And it's hard with books like that because it's there's nothing I can do about that. And it's not the book's fault. It's just a me thing. Personally, to me, just didn't connect. Where and it took me freaking forever to read it. A week and a half. And same for Babel. But Babel, I was every time I picked up the book, so excited, beyond excited to keep reading. And I did not want it to end. With The Secret History, I was kind of can I just be done? I'm done with the characters. Next on the agenda for Dark Academia is A Theory of Dreaming. A Theory of Dreaming. It's the second book to A Study in Drowning. Came out about a month ago. A Study in Drowning I read last fall, and it was a 5-star book for me. I loved loved it. It takes place in a fantasy world, but it feels very similar to like the UK. There's two people groups in the north and the south. They hate each other. The literary college that the two main characters are in, a guy and a girl, Effie and Preston. The literary department does not allow women. Effie, all she cares about is literature, but she ends up choosing architecture instead because it's like the next bet, but she actually really hates architecture. And there's this famous author that writes like folklore stuff from her people group, and the guy and the girl are from different people groups, and they both get chosen to go work on a project for this author because he had just passed away. So his son owns the house, the girl is doing an architecture project, the guy's doing a literature project, and there's a bunch of stuff that they end up unearthing about the fairy king, and it's like folklore fantasy bleeding into real life, even though magic is not necessarily considered something that is well known. Anyway, this second book is about the findings that they found about this author, about like the actual authorship of the book that he had written, about all of the folklore stuff. They are going to make a presentation to the college, and because of that presentation, she is allowed as the first woman into the literary side of the college. So this book, the second one, the sequel, is now about the repercussions of everything that happened in the first one. I'm gonna go sit at a coffee shop and read for a little bit, and I will let you know thoughts along the way. I'm officially halfway through A Theory of Dreaming. So today I'm gonna read a little bit more, and then today is the Nashville Book Festival, and me and one of my friends are gonna go, so I'll show you that. I just finished A Theory of Dreaming, and I will say it took me, like the first half of the book I was really not into it, and I was thinking maybe it's just because it's been a year since I read the first one that it's hard to like get back into it. But I will say second half of the book was so good. I feel like the plot finally picked up, and there's not much I can say plot wise about it that wouldn't reveal the first one if you haven't already read it, but I will say it goes a lot more into the politics and war that's happening between the two people groups, and majority of the POV is from the guy's perspective, where the first one was like most if not all from the girl's perspective. So it was really interesting because in the first one there wasn't a ton of character development on Preston, just Effie, and in the second one we get a lot more of Preston, and it kind of evens them out, which is really nice. So for me, I'm gonna give it like a solid 4 stars. Last book of this video is going to be Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber. This is the author that wrote Once Upon a Broken Heart and Caraval, those series, which I didn't love Caraval, but I loved Once Upon a Broken Heart, and those are all YA. This is her first adult fantasy, and it's a dark academia. So I'm very excited. This is also like the hardcover is just so pretty. So I'm gonna start this and get some reading done tomorrow, and then I'll update you as I go. So I'm roughly halfway through. I'm loving it. It's so good. It's so fast-paced. I did find out that it's the first of a future series. Well, at least there's a second one, so that's a little frustrating because I know it's going to end on a cliffhanger. But it's so fast-paced. It's such good secret society fantasy. And I'm not really sure why it's technically considered an adult fantasy and not YA. I haven't read anything that's making it feel adult necessarily, but it's really good. So basic premise is that the main girl, Holland, she's a twin sister. Her sister, January, is off in like Europe or something, and she's like an antique rare items dealer or whatever, but kind of suspicious. She has been going to college and has been studying under the professor, who tells like folklore stories and like myths kind of. The twins go by a new last name because 15 years ago their parents died, and they were orphaned, and their parents were like really big in the Hollywood world, like actors and directors and writers, and they died in a murder-suicide. But Holland is convinced that that's not what happened, that they actually made a deal with the devil, and that their time was up, and that they didn't do murder-suicide. So she's been going to the professor's lectures and story times because she wants to try and find all the stuff in this magical world. And she wants to prove that there's magic out there and prove what happened to her parents. She stumbles upon the Watchman, who she's been trying to find, and he's like a mythical creature man who can tell you the exact time you're gonna die. Except she finds him and he says you're gonna die tomorrow at midnight, unless she can find the alchemized heart, which is like the most mysterious and hard to find magical artifact in the world ever. So that's what she's trying to do, and then this guy shows up and says that her sister sent him to protect her, but he's being really suspicious, and then other people are like, no, I was sent to protect you, or blah, 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 blah. It's kind of like, who are you gonna trust? There's all these like things that keep happening and new information that's popping up and twists and turns, and it's so fast-paced and I'm so hooked. It's like giving fantasy thriller vibe. I'm gonna sit and read for a little bit. I'll update you when I'm done. Okay, I came in my guest room to film this last clip of this video. I finished Alchemy of Secrets and it was so good. I feel like it was the perfect fantasy to get me kind of out of like a book slump, because I'd read one that I didn't really like love and was really long, and then the second one was like a sequel, so it took me like halfway through the book to get into it, but then this one was so good and immediately had me hooked, and I'm so excited for book 2. And that's so frustrating because I read it 2 weeks after it came out and now I have to wait at least a year because she hasn't even released the date of the next book. So that's a little frustrating, but I'm giving it like 4.5. It was super fast paced, so fun, great for getting out of book slump, but it wasn't like a perfect 5-star book for me. But I think like a lot of people would probably think it is a 5-star. So highly, highly recommend that you do it. I will also say from like a Christian standpoint, the whole like doing a deal with the devil thing. At first I was like, I don't know, because I don't like reading stuff with like devils or Satan or demons or anything like that, but it was not witchcrafty. It was not like the Christian devil. It was more like mythical creature in Hollywood that people like sell their soul or do deals with the devil, but it was more like fantasy, folklore, mythology, not actual Satan. So if you're worried about that going into it, don't be. It's totally fine. And I'm very excited about having found this book, and I'm very excited for book 2. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!